10 most watched shows on Netflix in 2019. Hello YouTube, welcome back to another exciting video. Today, we're going to cover the 10 most watched shows on Netflix in 2019. Netflix is among the best places to stream some very interesting shows, movies, and documentaries. In fact, with several new seasons of binge-worthy favorites in everybody's queue, Netflix dropped a batch of new content as well, stirring up an already hectic industry. If you're trying to figure out what to watch next, this is a great place to start.
Make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Let's get it going.
Number 10. When They See Us. If you're the feeble-hearted, this one isn't for you. This 4-part biopic about the Central Park Five by Ava DuVernay was based on a true story that happened in 1989. The story is about 5 black and Hispanic teenagers who were convicted wrongfully of raping a white woman. The alleged woman was Trisha Miele, who was then a 28-year-old banker. She went for a run in Central Park as she followed her usual jogging route only to be attacked, raped, and beaten almost to death. It was unfortunate that the teens were put on trial for a heinous crime they hadn't committed. Prosecutors and reporters tended to refer to them as a single unit. After that, they would ultimately become known as the Central Park Five. Across 4 episodes, it goes from shedding light on racial profiling and corruption in the NYPD and a courtroom drama, all before launching into a heartbreaking finale which delves into the consequences that the conviction had upon one particularly unfortunate member of the gang. The show itself has become a success according to Netflix's numbers. DuVernay revealed that more than 23 million accounts had streamed her miniseries about one of America's most notorious criminal injustices. If you love science fiction and fantasy where a parallel universe exists, then this one's for you. It cannot be stressed enough how interesting Britain's Black Mirror is. Number 9. Black Mirror. This show focuses on a very intriguing concept with its severely biting social commentary about the current and future technological age in the form of twisted, dark, Twilight Zone-like episodes. Each episode tells a different story with different protagonists and focuses on a different theme. Of course, the series doesn't explore the beneficial aspects or any positive trends. Where would be the fun in that? Clearly, Black Mirror approaches its topics from a pessimistic, cynical point of view, hence the title. According to the creator, Charlie Brooker, the show doesn't hide anything about the way we live now. The best episodes of Black Mirror suggest that familiar technological ideas, things like social networks, artificial intelligence, or gamification, carry with them some sinister, heartbreaking, or alarming possibilities for a dystopian future. Despite the show being only 4 seasons with short episodes, it's arguably among the best things to grace our screens. Watch just 1 episode and you'll be hooked till the end of the final season. Ahead of its release, the Netflix drama Ozark sounded like a Breaking Bad knockoff. Yeah, superficially, the plot of the whole series kinda sounds similar. Let's say, hypothetically, that you decide to launder money for the 2nd largest Mexican drug cartel. Just hypothetically. What do you do when it all turns sour? Number 8. Ozark. Created by Bill Duberk, the drama series focuses on a middle-class suburban family man, Marty, who relocates his family from Chicago to a summer resort community in the Ozarks. Together with his wife and 2 kids, Marty is on the move after a money laundering scheme goes wrong. He is obliged to pay off a substantial debt to a Mexican drug lord in order to keep his family safe. Die-hard Breaking Bad fans have called it out as a mediocre series, but still quite popular on Netflix. The show sometimes stirs mixed feelings when it comes to the hows and whys. It literally avoids showing scenes that might offer depictions of character struggles with certain actions. However, it remains to be an edge-of-your-seat thriller that grips the audience from the very start. Throughout each episode, viewers are kept helplessly wondering how Marty will pull through. The writers of the show are spot on with every twist. It's alarming how suicide is becoming rampant among teens, especially because they undergo depression, among other problems, without society putting any interest in. The show, 13 Reasons Why, tells a heart-wrenching tale of Hannah, who ended her life. Number 7. 13 Reasons Why. In 2017, 13 Reasons Why, a teen drama concerning the suicide of a young woman called Hannah Baker, played by Catherine Langford, debuted on Netflix and was based on a 2007 young adult novel by Jay Asher. 2 weeks after Hannah's tragic death, a classmate named Clay finds a mysterious box on his porch. Inside the box are recordings made by his crush, Hannah. These recordings reveal all the 13 reasons that led Hannah to commit suicide. This intricate and heart-wrenching tale is told through Clay and Hannah's dual narratives. 13 Reasons Why was controversial from the start, and some criticized it for being both sensationalist and reductive. However, the show still received generally favorable reviews for its portrayal of contemporary teenage struggles through a diverse cast. It's also one of those Netflix shows where binge watching isn't beneficial. The cumulative horror of all these woeful scenarios happening to one girl feels overblown if you watch it in bulk. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina has about a dozen different ideas of what it wants to do and be, but one thing is for certain, the show is, above all, spooky as hell! With a clear agenda of promoting Satanism. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Kiernan Shipka stars in this witchy revival of the classic Archie comic series as Sabrina Spellman. This Netflix series drags its heroine to the underworld and back, wreaking havoc with blunt and gruesome heft, reminding us at every given turn that this Sabrina isn't at all like the peppy ABC comedy that millennials once spent their Fridays with. As a half-mortal, half-witch, Sabrina is an outcast in the magical community, and the first season explores the cult-like fervor of magic users, their worship of Satan, and why Sabrina is being pressured to sign her name over to the Dark Lord. Though its sister show, Riverdale, has its fair share of dark twists, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina sets its town of Greendale apart by creating a relentlessly eerie atmosphere fit for a demon and his devoted followers. No one shot of Sabrina quite looks like any other show on TV, and that itself is an accomplishment. Needless to say, the show also tackles issues of romance, friendship, and sexism in clever, crafty ways. And with Season 2 newly released, expect things to get even more nightmarish for the Spellman clan. Since Sabrina received so much controversy, why don't you tell us in the comments section what you feel about the show? And if you're a parent, would you let your teens watch this? Number 5. Dark. This is the only German Netflix original series on the list. The cinematic theme of the show matches with its name. Scenes take place in dim rooms and unlit garages, in an ominously oppressive forest and a shadowy cave, or under sickly, faltering light. This rather suggests a kind of heavy moral decay falling over the world. All this action happens in a small German town near a nuclear reactor called Winden. Teenager Jonas returns to school, having spent time getting therapy following his father's suicide, only to find the town in a state of shock over a new tragedy. A child, Eric, is lost in the town. The constant gripping revelations are so unexpected, but it all ties the story together so well. Despite being compared to the more famous Stranger Things, due to the small town setting and teenage protagonists, Dark is honestly its own thing. Well, watching this show will make you feel like prison life isn't so bad after all. I mean, with all the comedy and juicy drama that keeps unfolding, no wonder it's the most watched Netflix original of all time! Number 4. Orange is the New Black. Since 2019 is the year of endings, as it's technically the end of a decade, July 26 marked the end of Orange is the New Black, Netflix's third ever original series. The show is set up in a women's prison, and viewers were able to meet women across racial lines, socioeconomic backgrounds, mental health battles, and the queer spectrum. In previous subsequent seasons, the show felt as though it had come off the rails a bit. I mean, its performance continued to be great, but pieces of it began to feel unnecessary, focusing on characters with no particular draw, and telling stories that often went nowhere. But Season 7 of Orange is the New Black is the show's last season and also one of the most ambitious. A dramedy, drama and comedy, with the most focused, funny, emotional, and indignant season in years. Netflix revealed that 105 million households tuned in for at least one episode of Orange is the New Black throughout its run. This makes it the service's most watched original of all time. As we get to the top 3, do you have any idea what we have for you at number 1? Something between crime fighting and mystical fantasy, sometimes dark humor and cringy scenarios that leave you guessing. Before we jump to that, let's see what these protagonist teens are all about. Number 3, Stranger Things. Stranger Things is a sci-fi drama that centers on a group of preteens and teen friends who find themselves fighting a mysterious, dangerous force below the earth. This thrilling Netflix original drama was inspired by a time when tales of science fiction captivated audiences. In the series, a young boy is taken by a creature from an upside-down world, and his relationship with this dark world spans seasons. His disappearance creates a sense of distress as his mother launches a terrifying investigation into his disappearance with local authorities. As they search for answers, they unravel a series of extraordinary mysteries involving secret government experiments, unnerving natural forces, and a very unusual little girl. There's a lot of scary stuff and mystical stuff that happens as many characters are killed by guns as well as by supernatural means. During the launch of Season 3, after about a 2-year break, fans are glad that it's taken a new turn of twists, and indeed the creators, the Duffer Brothers, delivered. The biggest heist in recorded history! Caught your attention yet? Money Heist has been praised as the leader of mob men shows on Netflix. Number 2. Money Heist. La Casa de Papel, a Spanish drama series commonly known as Money Heist, is based around a criminal mastermind called the Professor. His grand plan is to execute the biggest heist in recorded history by printing billions of euros in the Royal Mint of Spain. Helping the Professor are the other highly experienced career criminals. The plot focuses on hostage situations, political messages, psychological games, and a hell of a lot of interpersonal conflicts. The actual heist itself is a roller coaster ride of emotions. The level of detail and number of tactical twists involved in it are phenomenal. The show has garnered more loyal viewers, making it one of the most addictive shows to watch on Netflix. Number 1. Lucifer. Lucifer tops our list as the most watched show because not only did it rank as the top most binge-watched show after the release of its 4th season, but also loyal fans requested another extra season despite the 4th being its final run. The show is a fantasy drama horror comedy based on the comic book work of Neil Gaiman, Sam Keith, and Mike Dringenberg. The main star, Lucifer, finds himself in rather awkward situations with his cringeworthy remarks and boastful character. He's still charming and is the heart of the show as he pursues his love for Chloe. The plot twists are inevitable since the main characters are biblical. Despite its winding journeys on TV, as it was first on Fox and later dropped due to its bad ratings, it's been able to attract a wider audience after Netflix stepped in to save the show's final year. There are plenty of other great shows that never made it to this list, but we hope you liked our compilation. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you watched any of the shows I mentioned already. Also, subscribe and turn on the bell notification for more interesting coverage on some amazing topics.